Hey guys, T.N.Frank here, kind of with a part 2 of my last video. And since we got our battery charged up now with solar using the charge controller, what are we going to do with it? What use can we get out of it? Well, one thing you need to do is get you an inverter. This one is a team leader. It's a 1200 watt inverter. So it's a pretty good size inverter. You can run a lot of stuff on 1200 watts. That's what those Pecron power stations I have are, 1200 watts. But unlike them being 614 milliamp hours, with this battery you're getting 1280. You're doubling your capacity with this and that battery. The EcoFlow batteries are on sale right now, 160 bucks on Amazon. They're normally 180. So if you need one, I would jump on there and grab one. But yeah, and then these guys are $100 with a $20 coupon. So for 80 bucks, you're getting a 1200 watt team leader converter that you can run quite a few things with. As you saw, it's got the USB ports. So you got your USB ports for doing your phone. There's a normal and an enhanced mode. I'm not sure what the enhanced mode's all about. And then you got 220 watt outlets there. So yeah, that's pretty handy for 80 bucks. And I mean, you don't necessarily have to have this battery. If you got a truck or car, you can hook that up to your car battery and get the power that you need. You can also go with something a little smaller. I picked up this little one here, and it's a how you pronounce that? OLTE, ODI amp. It's a 600 watts. It's about half the power of the other. This is still plenty of power if you want to run your TV, if you want to run a refrigerator. 600 should cover you on a refrigerator. Pure sine wave. That's one of the things you want to look for. You want pure sine wave. Of course, it did come with cables. I got these cables separate because I wanted something a little bit different. But yeah, so you got your inverters now. You hook them into your battery. There is a little bit of a trick to it. Let me go ahead. I'm going to flip this guy around here so we can see. And I'm going to go ahead and I put these lugs on the battery just to make it a little bit easier to hook into, which these are kind of in the way. So I'm going to have to move this back a little, slide this over, make sure we can still see our inverter. Let me move this back. So what we do is I will go ahead, I'll hook in my hot onto the lug I put on there. And then we have, see if it'll focus, a 50 watt 8 ohm resistor. You want to pre-charge the caps in these. You just don't want to hook it straight up. In other words, you get this current draw and it can damage things. You can mess up your battery management system in the battery. You can mess up something in the inverter. So what you'll do with the inverter off, you'll take this little guy, clip it into here so you got a good connection, and then you'll just touch your negative. And we'll do that probably 4 or 5 seconds. Let that pre-charge the capacitors. This is putting a load between the inverter and the battery, so it's going to charge the capacitors a little bit slower, so you're not going to get that spark. Then once they're pre-charged, we can hook up, and you see, no spark. So now, turn our inverter, and you see it's powered up now. Got 13.5 volts in the battery, 120 volts coming out of here. So we're ready to run anything we need to run with this. About anything you can plug into your house. There are some exceptions. I mean, you're not going to run like anything 1800 watts. I mean, it's only 1200 watt, but they do make larger inverters too. So you can get bigger inverters. And when you're ready, you just turn that off. Unhook this. and you're back ready to put your inverter away and, you know, wait for something else to have to charge up. But yeah, these little guys here are a must. You got to have these. They make cheaper versions. I wanted something a little nicer, something that was going to last. Same deal with this little guy. If you want to run this, we can go ahead and hook up our positive. Same thing, we go ahead and hook it in, touch it, so we can charge up the caps. You want to get your capacitors charged up slowly through a resistor. And then we can hook that in. See, no spark. Go ahead and there's a switch. Turn this guy on here. You see 13.1 going 119, 120 volts. So now we can run stuff out of here if we needed to. Turn that back off. Unhook it. And we're good to go. We're good to put this up and wait for something else we need to run. A refrigerator, or if you got a coffee maker, this 1200 watt would probably run a coffee maker. But yeah, this is just, it's kind of a different way of getting a power station where your power stations are kind of all in one, with your charge controller and battery and inverter and everything. This kind of splits it up a little. So you'll have your charge controller and panel to do your battery, then you bring your battery in, go to your inverter. Nice thing about this is, let's say your inverter burns out for some reason. If you got an all-in-one like my Pecron, which they're good units, I'm not faulting them, but let's say it burns out. Now you got a worthless unit. You really can't do anything with it. It's gone. What if your charge controller burns out? Again, worthless. You can't really do nothing with it. If this burns out, I spend another 80 bucks and get one, and I'm still good. I still got a good charge controller and battery that I can use. So it being more modular, you can mix and match things. I got 2 of these batteries now. I can hook them together, 12 volt, run them into this, and have over like 2,500 milliamp hours. So I can get a ton of capacity. You can string batteries together as much as you want, get all the capacity you want. Which the one little video I did, yeah, I can hook this battery into, say, the Pecron or something and boost its amount of capacity. But it's just so much easier to do it this way. And like I said, these can use any battery. If you want to hook it to your battery in your Jeep to run something, you can do it. If you got a bunch of old lead acid batteries laying around, you want to wire up, hook your inverter in. You got instant AC power. So it's just kind of another way of doing it, another way around to get you some power when your lights are out, or you're out camping, or you need power on the go. So I hope you kind of found this useful, and just kind of let you know you don't have to get an all-in-one power station. You can break it up. You get a charge controller, a battery, and an inverter, and you're good to go. So like I always say, either we stand up for our rights or we can sit by and watch them go away. Y'all have an awesome rest of the day. We'll talk to you later. TN.Frank out of here.